Hi folks, today we're going to work on making real graphs. We made a graph during morning messages this morning of our 5-year-olds and 6-year-olds in the class, and now we're going to learn another way to make a real graph.
Let's make a real graph. What parts does the graph have? It has columns made of boxes. What goes in the columns? Data goes in the columns. The graph has a label for each column. Why use labels? They tell about the data. Now here are some counters on the work mat. What groups do you see?
Pay attention to your sorting. You see a group of red and a group of yellow counters. Great.
There are 4 red counters and 2 yellow counters. How can you graph the counters?
All right, think about it. How would you graph these counters?
Put them into the graph.
Very good.
Where do the red counters go?
On the one with the red label. Very nice.
They go in the column over the red label. Where do the yellow counters go?
Over the yellow counter. Good.
They go in the column over the yellow label. Are there more red or more yellow counters?
Which one? You can look without counting. Nicely done.
There are more red counters. How do you know? The red column is taller. How can you mark this on the graph?
All right, think of some ways that we can mark this on the graph. All right, let's see.
Circle the red column.
That it has more.
You have learned how to make a real graph.
All right, folks, let's go over to our math mat and work there. All right, folks, for the first page, what you're going to have to do is, because you don't have red and yellow counters at your house, most likely. If you do, that's awesome, but most likely you don't. I want you to find some of the objects that you've sorted in the last week. So it could be the spoons versus the forks, or it could be the buttons, if you were able to find them to sort, or blocks that you sorted, or trucks or cars that you sorted. And I just want you to make 2 groups based on an attribute or a characteristic of those things, and then graph them. And you can call one the yellow group and one the red group so that you can graph under which one has more. Although in this very first one, the yellow group has a circle around it, so it would be the one that has more. All right? Do that for this side and for this side. So find 2 different objects to group. All right, for the next one, on the back, what you have to do is you're going to count how many red counters there are, how many yellow counters there are, and then you're going to color in the matching graph. So if there's 2 red counters, you can see here they've kind of shaded in 2 red spots, and then you have to count the yellow and then fill in how many yellow spots there are. Okay? You'll do that for problem number 1 and problem number 2. At the end, oh, by the way, put a circle. Oh, in number 1, put a circle around the one that has fewer objects. And in number 2, put a circle around the one that has more objects. Sorry, I misread the directions. All right, folks. Hope you have a good attempt. Bye.